ʻSjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə ʻsjuːdoʊʻtsuː is a genus of evergreen coniferous trees in the family Pinaceae. Common names include Douglas-fir, Douglas tree, and Oregon pine. ʻSjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii is widespread in western North America and is an important source of timber. The number of species has long been debated, but 2 in western North America and 2 to 4 in eastern Asia are commonly acknowledged. 19th-century botanists had problems in classifying Douglas firs, due to the species' similarity to various other conifers better known at the time. They have at times been classified in pinus, Pinaceae.Tsuga, and even sequoia. Because of their distinctive cones, Douglas firs were finally placed in the new genus ʻSjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə by the French botanist Carrière in 1867. The genus name has also been hyphenated as ʻSjuːdoʊʻtsuga. Name. The common name Douglas-fir honors David Douglas, the Scottish botanist who first introduced ʻSjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii into cultivation at Scone Palace in 1827. Douglas is known for introducing many North American native conifers to Europe. The hyphen in the name indicates the Douglas firs are not true firs, not being members of the genus Abies. Most dictionaries don't recognize this distinction, however, including Merriam-Webster and Webster's New World College Dictionary. Description: Douglas firs are medium-sized to extremely large evergreen trees 20 to 120 meters tall. The leaves are flat, soft, linear, 2 to 4 centimeters long, generally resembling those of the firs. Occurring singly rather than in fascicles, they completely encircle the branches, which can be useful in recognizing the species. The female cones are pendulous with persistent scales, and are distinctive in having a long tridentine bracte that protrudes prominently above each scale. The coast Douglas fir has attained heights of 393 feet. That was the estimated height of the tallest conifer ever well documented. The mineral tree, measured in 1924 by Dr. Richard E. McArdle, a former chief of the U.S. Forest Service. The volume of that tree was 515 cubic meters. The tallest living individual is the Bromwood fir in Coos County, Oregon, 99.4 meters tall. Only coast redwood and eucalyptus rhanins reach greater heights based on current knowledge of living trees. At Quinault, Washington, is found a collection of the largest Douglas firs in one area. Quinault rainforest hosts the most of the top 10 known largest Douglas firs. As of 2009, the largest known Douglas firs in the world are by volume: Red Creek tree 12,320 cubic feet, Queets fir 11,710 cubic feet, Tichy-Pawa 10,870 cubic feet, Rex 10,200 cubic feet, Olged 10,040 cubic feet. Species and varieties. By far the best known is the very widespread and abundant North American species ʻSjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii, a taxonomically complex species divided into 2 major varieties: coast Douglas fir or green Douglas fir on the Pacific coast, and Rocky Mountain Douglas fir or interior Douglas fir, in the interior west of the continent. According to some botanists, Rocky Mountain Douglas fir extends south into Mexico to include all Mexican Douglas fir populations, whereas others have proposed multiple separate species in Mexico and multiple varieties in the United States. Morphological and genetic evidence suggests that Mexican Douglas fir should probably be considered a distinct variety within P. menziesii. All of the other species are of restricted range and little known outside of the respective native environments, where they are often rare and of scattered occurrence in mixed forests. All those have unfavorable conservation status. The taxonomy of the Asian Douglas firs continues to be disputed, but the most recent taxonomic treatment accepts 4 species, 3 Chinese and 1 Japanese. The three Chinese species have been variously considered varieties of P. sinensis have broken down into additional species and varieties. In the current treatment, the Chinese species P. sinensis is further subdivided into two varieties, var. sinensis and var. wilsoniana. North America ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə macrocarpomia, big con. Douglas-fir, Southern California ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii franco. Western North America from Alaska to Oaxaca ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii var. Glauca franco. Rocky Mountain Douglas-fir ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii var. menziesii coast Douglas-fir ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə lindleyana carrier. Mexican Douglas-fir. Asia ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə brevifolia W. C. Chengnan amp. Lk fu. Shortleaf Chinese Douglas-fir ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə foresti crabe. Yunnan Douglas-fir ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə japonica bison. Japanese Douglas-fir ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə sinensis. Dode Chinese Douglas-fir ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə sinensis var. sinensis ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə sinensis var. wilsoniana. Taiwan Douglas-fir. Formerly placed here Cataleria davidiana Beistlin. Catha argyrophila. Cataleria fortunae. Abies magnifica. Abies procera. Uses. Douglas-fir wood is used for structural applications that are required to withstand high loads. It is used extensively in the construction industry. Other examples include its use for home-built aircraft such as the RJ-03 Ibis Canard. Very often, these aircraft were designed to utilize Sitka spruce, which is becoming increasingly difficult to source in aviation quality grades. Oregon pine is also used in boat building when it is available in long, fairly knot-free lengths. Most timber now comes from plantation forests in North America, which are managed to produce faster-growing timber with fewer knots. This timber is generally lighter but weaker. Traditionally, Oregon pine was used in mast building due to its ability to resist bending loads without fracturing. This was based on using older native forest wood with a high number of growth rings per inch. This sort of wood is seldom available new but can be sourced from merchants dealing in recycled timber. Native Oregon pine is considerably heavier than Sitka spruce, which is about the same weight as western red cedar, but with far better bending characteristics than cedar. Large-sized Oregon pine, as used in beams, is inclined to split as it dries, like oak, but this does not reduce its strength. Douglas-fir is one of the most commonly marketed Christmas tree species in the United States, where they are sold alongside firs like noble fir and grand fir. Douglas-fir Christmas trees are usually trimmed to a near-perfect cone instead of left to grow naturally like noble and grand firs. Pests and diseases. Douglas firs are used as food plants by the larvae of some Lepidoptera species, including autumnal moth, bordered white-and grail, pine beauty and turnip moth. The Galeachiids Shinodes of Bella and Shinodes pericularella and the Tortrix moth Cydia elutana have been specifically recorded on P. menziesii culture. A California Native American myth explains that each three-ended bract is the tail and two tiny legs of a mouse that hid inside the scales of the tree's cones during forest fires, and the tree was kind enough to be its enduring sanctuary. A Douglas-fir species, ɛsjuːdoʊʻtsuɡə menziesii, is the state tree of Oregon. In the American television series Twin Peaks, primary character Special Agent Dale Cooper displays a fascination with the firs upon arriving in the titular town. The Douglas-fir is featured at the center of the flag of the Cascadian independence movement.